We're going to be performing Glute Superman to really fire up your glutes. This is an isometric hold exercise to help you maximize your neural drive to your glutes. The initial position, I want you to lie down on the ground. I want you to grab a towel and put the towel under your forehead so it's more comfortable. The really important part is taking a towel and rolling it up and having it in the region of your stomach, right where your low back meets the glutes. A lot of people, when they do this exercise and creating hip extension, they try to use their low back to extend it. If we have something under, like a towel, it allows you to focus on the glutes more. The next thing, we want to make sure that we use our arms and push our arms down as hard as you can and depress your shoulder blades by pulling them down, because this will help you with engagement of the glutes. The lats connect to glutes. The last thing in the setup, you want to put your feet wide, but only wide enough where you feel like you can actually lift the legs off the ground. So the more flexible you are, the wider you'll be able to go. The less flexible you are, the narrower your feet are going to be. Before you start the exercise, first thing, depress your shoulder blades. Second thing, drive your hands into the ground as hard as you can. Third thing, lock out the knees fully and point your toes. Then squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. As you're driving your hands, lift up as high as you can and hold it for as long as possible until you cannot hold it anymore, and start opening up your legs wider, wider, and wider. You'll feel your glutes starting to go numb, and when that happens, put your feet down. If you're doing this exercise properly, you won't be able to hold it for longer than 10 seconds. Squeeze your glutes, point your toes, lock out the knees, lift off, and then slowly start opening up as wide as you can. The wider you open up, the harder it's going to become. Try to hold it for as long as possible, and then eventually just collapse. If you want to progress this exercise and make it even more challenging and maximize the neural drive also for your external rotators, when you come up in this position and she has the glutes squeezed, you can externally rotate and try to go as far as possible, and then holding it here, and it will really fire up. The more you externally rotate, the harder it's going to become, and the more side of the glute is going to get engagement. Important steps are: drive your hands into the ground, engage the core, make sure that you squeeze the glutes prior to lifting the legs. Make sure that the legs are fully straight. Once you lift the legs, slowly start opening them up to maximize the contraction of the glutes. And if you're really, really strong, try to externally rotating your feet to feel it even more. Remember, if you're doing it correctly, you won't be able to hold it more than 10, maybe 15 seconds. So focus on those details. I hope that helps. Stay fit.